This is a clip from Basketball at the Bar Live game. Boston at Brooklyn. Boston wins 116-112 over the Brooklyn Nets. Interestingly enough, Calvin, this is the Boston Celtics' first playoff series win ever against the Nets, which is absolutely crazy. It was a very, very close series. The average margin of victory was 4 points. They swept them with a combined 16 points, which is crazy to think, right?
It is. It shows that this series was a lot closer than the 4-0 sweep. But the Celtics were able to grind out victories, whether they were leading the whole way through or down in this series every single time. So they were definitely the more resilient, tougher team. They played harder.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I picked Brooklyn to win this series, but Boston has just continued to impress me. I think that is just a testament to how good of a team they really are. And, winning by an average margin of 4 points and not losing a single game in this series just shows to me that they're a real team. They're a title contender. They're ready to, be involved in these close games, to close it out in stressful situations. So I think Boston, I might get ahead of myself here, Calvin, but I think Boston could be going to the Eastern Conference Finals, potentially the NBA Finals. It depends on what happens with the Miami Heat. And, of course, injuries are always involved in that situation.
Don't forget about the
as
champs.
well. Yeah, that's true. And Milwaukee Bucks. But today I just kind of sat down and I was like, wow, this Boston team has really, really impressed me. So I started looking at some similarities, and I'm like, the last time they won the championship was in 2008. And I'm looking between these teams, and I'm like, wow, these teams look pretty similar. Obviously, they're much different teams, the way they play, stuff like that. But in 2008, they had a Defensive Player of the Year in KG. Of course, we all heard about Marcus Smart winning the award this year. First guard to win it since Gary Payton.
Yep.
We've seen huge improvements by Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. What do you think about this Boston team? Are they similar? I mean, they're so deep. That's the thing for me, is they have a lot of good players. They have a good system. They have a good coaching staff. They also have the depth. And that's one thing that I felt is so similar to the 08 Celtics, right? Was they had a lot of great players on that team, but then the bench just did so much for them. So I want to hear your thoughts on this.
Well, I think they're definitely contenders. They've for sure proven that. I mean, ever since the All-Star break, this team has by far and away the best record in the NBA. It's not even close. And they have a very similar identity, I would say, to that 08 Celtics team. They're a very physical team, really solid defensively. They're deep. They're well-balanced. They've got maybe not a big three on this team like that 08 Celtics team had, but they definitely got a big two. And Marcus Smart has been playing like the third member of a big three as of late for them.
Don't forget Al Horford, too.
Oh, yeah. He's come up great. But that just speaks to their depth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they move well without the ball. They share the ball. They're an unselfish team. But defensively, they're really, really tied together right now. And that, to me, is the thing that stands out the most about this team and the most dangerous thing about this team going forward, why they have a chance to maybe win the whole thing.
Yeah, it's interesting. I just got to give a shout out, like we say on this show, we're critical of things or people when they're not playing well, and we're appreciative when they do. And we got to give a shout out to the Boston Celtics, because great series by them. They are running at full speed right now, and whoever faces them, they better watch out.
Yeah. If it does end up being Milwaukee and Boston, that's potentially the best series of the entire playoffs right there, I think.
My question for you, Calvin, who on this Celtics team is making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches at halftime?
I'm not so sure.
I know that was a famous KG thing that he did to fire up his teammates. He said it was like the sugar in the jelly or something, just got people going. So is that Al Horford? Is that Marcus Smart?
I don't know. I'm not sure anybody on this team is quite the same personality as KG. Nobody has the same personality as KG, right? So
Steven likes peanut butter and jelly. So do I.
Everybody, peanut butter jelly time.
It
Who
is
doesn't like it?
delicious. I like toasted peanut butter and jelly too. You toast the bread, you put the peanut butter on there, it starts to melt a little bit. Oh man.
Wow. Okay.
It's lunchtime. You can tell I haven't eaten.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so good. All right, moving on here. Well, any last jabs you want to put at Brooklyn or anybody else here?
No, I mean they're going to continue to get them all postseason long. They just didn't have enough in this series. I mean, to think that KD comes out and finally looks like Kevin Durant again, 39 points. He didn't shoot well from three at all, but he was the only guy to me that really played with a sense of urgency, like this was an elimination game.
Yep.
And now they're going fishing.
Now they're going fishing, which I love, man. I really enjoy fishing, but if you're in the NBA, you don't like to go fishing unless you're in the bubble, right? Because then that means you're still in the bubble. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please don't forget to like this video and hit that subscribe button. You can join us live every single weekday, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also, don't forget to tip your bartender.